The next morning, I looked at our family photos. My grandson, Leo, grinning with a missing tooth. My wedding photo. The thought of leaving them was a physical pain. I wasn't ready to be just a memory on the wall. That afternoon, I put on my old shoes. I told Eleanor I was checking the mail. The mailbox was 100 yards away. I had to cling to the post, gasping, but I did it. The next day, I did it again. It was my tiny rebellion. After a week, Eleanor confronted me. "You're not just checking the mail, Arthur," she said. I confessed. She just nodded. "Then I'm coming with you." So we walked together. We talked about the birds in the clouds. It became our time. We walked farther to the big oak tree. We met our neighbors. The walks stopped being about my heart. They were about the world outside, the seasons changing, the feel of Eleanor's hand in my arm. This rhythm got me past the 1-year mark I was given. On my 75th birthday, Leo walked with me. He was stressed about his life. Walking at my slow pace, he finally talked. I just listened. He said, "I get it, Grandpa." I realized the habit wasn't just saving me. It let me be there for him. When I was 82, I got very sick. After, I could only make it to the porch. I was furious. Eleanor just held my hand. The next day she said, "The porch is fine." So we started over, from the porch, then one step. It was humbling. But our neighbors, they cheered us on. We rebuilt it, slower but stronger. At 85, a new doctor was amazed. My heart was stable. "Keep doing what you're doing," he said. I felt validated. The habit was maintenance, choosing to engage every single day. They put a bench under our oak tree. We sit there every morning. I'm 89 now, 19 extra years. The habit didn't just add years to my life. It added life to my years. It forced me to be present. So find your walk, your version of it. Start tomorrow. Take someone's hand. That tiny daily act changes everything. It truly does. It truly does. And you know what? It wasn't just the walking. That was the engine, sure. But the real fuel was Eleanor. I didn't see it at first. I was so focused on my own stubborn steps. But she was the one who turned my grim little march into a life. Let me tell you about the first time I really saw it. We were aiming for that oak tree. My legs were burning. I had to stop. I was so mad at myself just standing there panting. She didn't say, "It's okay." She didn't fuss. She just pointed up. "Look at that cloud, Arthur. It looks like that old dog we had, the one with the floppy ear." And I looked, and it did. And I forgot I couldn't breathe for a second. That was her magic. She pulled my eyes off my own failing body and put them back on the world. We started knowing the neighbors, not just waving, really knowing. Maria from 2 streets over with her garden. She'd see us coming and duck into her yard, coming back with a cucumber or a handful of cherry tomatoes, still warm from the sun. "For your strength," she'd say. Ben with his terrier, Murphy. That dog was older than dirt, and Ben walked slower than we did. We'd meet in the middle of the block and just stand there, 3 old men and a dog, talking about the weather. Really talking, not just passing the time. I started to care about whether Maria's tomatoes would beat the first frost, about Ben's grandson's baseball game. That's when the rhythm changed. It wasn't a medical routine anymore. It was our social calendar, our reason to get dressed. If we didn't show up, someone would notice. Ben would peer at our house. Maria would call. That matters. It matters more than any pill. You feel tethered, needed. Then came my 75th birthday. Leo visited. He was a ball of nerves, talking a mile a minute about graduate school, about some girl, about money. His future was this big, scary cloud. I asked him to walk with me. He agreed, but he was practically dancing in place next to me. After 10 minutes of my shuffling, he ran out of his own frantic words. He had to match my pace. And then he started to really talk, not perform, just talk. I didn't offer advice. I just listened. I pointed out a woodpecker. At the end, he hugged me hard. I get it, Grandpa, he whispered. And I knew he didn't mean the walking. He meant the slowing down, the listening. The habit had given me back to him. That was the day I knew I wasn't just surviving. I was still a grandfather. That was the day I knew I wasn't just surviving. I was still a grandfather. And then, the winter I turned 82, the flu hit me. It wasn't just a sickness. It was an eraser. It wiped away all the strength we'd built, every hard-won yard. After 2 weeks in bed, I tried to walk. I made it to the porch swing and collapsed. I sat there, wrapped in a blanket, shaking. I looked down our driveway. It looked a mile long. I felt broken. I cried, not quiet tears. I sobbed, all of it. The years of effort, the routine, the victory, felt like a stupid joke. Eleanor sat beside me. She didn't shush me. She just held my hand and let me fall apart. The next morning she said, the porch is fine. So we started with the porch, just to the swing and back. It was humiliating. My pride was gone. All that was left was a dogged, stubborn shame. I hated it. I hated my body for betraying me again. I hated that I had to start from zero, but I did it. The next day we went to the first step off the porch, then the second. It took a week to get to the walkway. That's when I saw the cost, the real cost. I'd been so focused on adding years, I hadn't seen what I was asking of her. One morning I was putting on my shoes, fumbling with the laces. I looked over at Eleanor. She was leaning against the door frame, her eyes closed. She was so tired. She'd been nursing me, worrying over me, matching her life to my slow crawl for 12 years. And for what? To watch me try to walk to a step? I saw it then. I was her whole world, and her world had gotten very, very small. My rebellion had become her cage. You don't have to come, I said, my voice rough. I can do this alone today. She opened her eyes. They were clear and sharp. Don't you dare, Arthur, she said. No softness. It was fierce. This is my walk too. You don't get to take it from me. That's when I realized what I'd done. I hadn't just saved myself. I'd pulled her into the rhythm, and she needed it as much as I did. Her cage was also her sanctuary. Our shared, slow path was everything. Losing it would break us both, so we kept going. One step, then another. So we kept going, one step, then another. And by spring, we were back on our route. The blossoms on the trees a sweeter sight than ever before. That was the real lesson, hidden in the humiliation of starting over. It wasn't about the distance. It was about the choice to begin again, no matter how small the start. The porch was enough. The step was enough. My mistake for so long was thinking I had to perform some grand act of recovery. I didn't. I just had to be willing to stand up and to let her stand with me. Here's what I was wrong about. I thought the habit was my secret rebellion, my solo project. I was so proud of my stubbornness. But love isn't a spectator sport. Eleanor didn't join my walk. She transformed it. She made it ours. I should have seen it sooner. I should have thanked her for it every single day. What life really required wasn't my grim determination, but our shared attention. Looking at the cloud shaped like a dog, accepting Maria's warm tomato, listening to Ben's story. That's the fuel. Not willpower, but connection. You think you're fighting for your life, but you're really just opening the door to it and inviting someone else to come along. So my advice, if you're listening and you my age or you getting there, is this. Don't perform, just be there. Find your version of the porch step. It might be sitting on a bench for 5 minutes. It might be calling a grandchild and just listening without offering a single piece of advice. It's not about adding years to your life. That's a gift that may or may not come. It's about adding life to your days, however many you have left. Start where you are, not where you were or where you think you should be, where you are right now. And take someone's hand. Let them come with you. You're not a burden. You're an anchor and a companion. That shared rhythm, that tiny daily agreement to witness the world together is everything. You still have time, maybe not decades, maybe not even years, but you have now. And now is enough. Now is where the blue jay squawks, where the grandchild sighs, where your partner's hand rests in yours. That's the whole secret. You stop waiting for the future and you inhabit the present faithfully at a walking pace. It's not a race you win. It's a path you tend, one slow, deliberate step at a time. If this story resonated with you, if you felt that fear or found your own version of that path, I'd be honored if you'd subscribe. Hit that notification bell. It means more than you know to think of this conversation continuing. Give this a like if you believe in the power of small starts. And in the comments, I'd love to hear from you. What's your walk? What's the one small daily habit that grounds you and makes you feel present? Your story might be the nudge someone else needs. If you know someone who needs to hear this, a parent, a friend, a spouse feeling that clock ticking, please share it with them. Sometimes the right words at the right time can change the trajectory. And if you have a story of your own about defying expectations, big or small, consider sharing it. We learn from each other. We really do. So, from my porch to yours, thank you for walking with me through this. Now, go take your first step. However small it is, it counts. It truly does.